Hello everyone. Once again, a warm welcome to Success EduTech. Thank you for your positive response to my previous lecture. In the previous lecture, we studied about acceleration, uniform and non-uniform motion. We also studied about distance time graph for uniform motion and non-uniform motion. In the today's lecture, we are going to deal with a very important topic which is equation of motion. First, we are going to study about the velocity time graph for uniform velocity. The term uniform velocity says that the velocity is uniform, it is constant, it is not changing with time. Carefully observe the graph. In the graph, on the x axis there is time in hours, on the y axis there is velocity in kilometer per hour. Since the velocity is uniform, we are able to see it on the graph. The graph is a straight line. It is the velocity is kept constant, which is 60 km per hour. It is not changing with respect to time. We will take example of a train which is moving with a velocity of 60 km per hour for 5 hours. For 5 hours the velocity is constant. It is not changing at all. Looking at this graph, we have to answer these questions. The first question is, with the help of the graph, how will you determine the distance covered by the train between 2 and 4 hours? They are asking us to find out the distance. We can find out the distance using the formula velocity is equal to distance traveled upon time required. Using this formula, distance becomes equal to velocity into time. Velocity is constant, which is 60, and time is between 2 to 4 hours they ask. So it is 2 hours. So it comes out to be 120 kilometer. So distance covered is 120 kilometer. The second question is there a relation between the distance covered by the train between 2 and 4 hours and the area of a particular quadrangle in the graph? There is a quadrangle here which is ABDC. This is a quadrangle. This quadrangle is a rectangle. So we have to relate the distance and this area of the quadrangle. Area of the rectangle is length into breadth. This is length, this is breadth. Length is 60 and breadth is 2. So it comes out to be 120. And the distance previously we calculated was also 120. So the answer to this question is yes, there is a relation between the distance covered and the area of a particular quadrangle. What it is? That both are equal in quantity. We can say that the area under the velocity time graph gives the displacement of the object in the given time interval. The next question is, what is the acceleration of the train? The formula for the acceleration is change in velocity upon time. So there should be a change in the velocity to calculate the acceleration. Since the velocity is a uniform one, there is no change in the velocity with respect to time. So numerator of the formula comes out to be 0. Therefore, as there is 0 change in the velocity, the acceleration is also 0. We can say this is an example of 0 acceleration. The next is a similar graph, which is a velocity time graph for uniform acceleration. Carefully understand the graph and this table. The term uniform acceleration is shown by this straight line which is passing through origin. Acceleration is rate of change of velocity with respect to time. If the velocity is changing uniformly with respect to time, it is called as a uniform acceleration. In the table, we can conclude about uniform acceleration by looking at this increase in the velocity. The velocity is increased by 8 meter per second in every 5 seconds. So it is a uniform acceleration. Using those graphs, they have concluded the 3 points. The first point is the velocity changes by equal amount in equal interval of time. As the velocity changes by equal amount, it is called as a uniform accelerated motion. There is a small numerical here. How much does the velocity change in every 5 minutes? We have the relation for velocity, time, distance and acceleration. we have studied all these four terminologies and their formulas as well. Using those formula, you can easily calculate the value for this numerical. I request to dear students, kindly go through this numerical. The second is for all uniformly accelerated motion, the velocity time graph is a straight line. Yeah, we can see it here in the previous graph that the velocity time graph is a straight line for uniformly accelerated motion. For non-uniformly accelerated motion, the graph have may not have a straight line. It may have any shape depending on how the acceleration changes with time. I request to dear students, kindly go through this numerical once, read this part once. In case of any doubt related to it, comment on the comment box. I will surely solve your doubt there. Just you go through this graph, go through this table, try to answer this question and read this information, try to answer these questions. You will surely come through a point. The most important topic is the equation of motion. This equation of motion are given by Newton, so they are also called as the Newton's law of motion. The equations are given to relate the velocity, time, displacement and acceleration. These all four terms are related using this 3 Newton's equation. V is equal to u plus at. This is the relation between velocity and time. S is equal to ut plus half at square. This is the relation between displacement and time. V square is equal to u square plus 2as. This is the relation between displacement and velocity. Here v is the final velocity, u is the initial velocity, a is the acceleration, t is the time, s is the displacement. These are the very important equations which we use to define a motion. Here we are going to prove those equations by using a graphical method. Only by using this graph and using this one formula, we will prove the first equation, which is v is equal to u plus at. It is very simple. Just keep on observing this graph. You will be able to go through these steps and you can conclude v is equal to u plus at. Observe the figure, which is the velocity time graph, in which the velocity with time of a uniformly accelerated object is given. The object starts from point D in the graph with the velocity u. U is the initial velocity. V is the final velocity. The object starts with the initial velocity u. It is not 0. The initial velocity here is not 0. It is having some velocity, initial velocity u. It starts with the initial velocity u. Its velocity keep increasing. And after time t, it reaches the point B on the graph. So this has become the final velocity, which is v. The initial velocity of the object is equal to u. From origin to u, you can equalize it to OD. The final velocity of the object is v. So from origin to v, it is OC. So v is equal to OC. The time t, from origin to t, it is OE. So we can say t is equal to OE. Acceleration is equal to change in velocity upon time. There is a change in the velocity. Final minus initial velocity. V minus u. So it is v is OC, u is OD. So OC minus OD upon t. OC minus OD. This is OC minus OD. It comes out to be CD. So in place of OC minus OD, you can write as CD. And for your convenience, I write acceleration as A. So this OC minus OD, you can write it as CD. So it comes out to be CD is equal to AT. This is the first point. Now they say draw a line parallel to y-axis. There is a y-axis. Draw a line parallel to y-axis that is passing through B. This will cross the x-axis in E. Draw a line parallel to x-axis through D. This will cross the line BE at A. From the graph, BE is equal to AB plus AE, and V, this is V, it is equal to CD plus OD. So CD we already proved that it is AT. So in place of CD, write it AT plus OD. OD is U. So V is equal to AT plus U. When you rearrange this, you will get v is equal to u plus at. This is the first equation of motion. In the second derivation also, we have to use the same graph. Let us suppose that an object in uniform acceleration a, and yeah, here it is having a uniform acceleration a, and it has covered the distance s with time t. See, it has covered the distance s with time t. It is given by the area of the quadrangle. The distance covered by the object during time t is given by the area of the quadrangle DOEB, because we have already termed there that the area under the velocity time graph gives the distance of the object in the given time interval. This we have seen here in the previous, when they asked us to find out the what is the acceleration. Before that we have solved this question. Here we have termed that whenever the area under the velocity time graph, it will give the displacement of the object in the given time interval. So here also they say the distance covered by the object during the time t is given by the area of the quadrangle DOEB. So in order to find out the area of this quadrangle, we will split this quadrangle into two parts, which is angle. There is a triangle here, and here it is a rectangle. Area of this triangle is half into base into height. This is base, this is height. Here it is, this is length, this is breadth. Area of this rectangle is length into breadth. So this is length into breadth plus half into base into height. So AE into OE, AE into OE. This is area of rectangle. AE is U, OE is T, and AB is AT. This AB is AT. Why they say? Because we know CD is AT, and CD is equal to AB. Therefore, AB is equal to AT. When you put all these values in this equation, you will get that S is equal to UT plus half AT square. It is very easy. Again, by using that graph, previous graph, and this one area of a quadrangle DOEB, you are able to get this equation, Newton's second equation of motion. Now there is a Newton's third equation. This also we are going to use that figure, previous figure, and only one formula of area of trapezium DOEB. This is DOEB. First we took the area of a triangle and a rectangle separately. Now we are going to term it as a trapezium. And we know the formula of a trapezium, which is half into sum of length of parallel sides into distance between the parallel sides. So half into sum of length of parallel side. The parallel sides of this trapezium is OD and BE. So OD plus BE into distance between the parallel sides. These are the parallel side of this trapezium. The distance between them is, the perpendicular distance is AD. So perpendicular distance between them is AD. AD is equal to OE. So they have written here OE. Now OD is U, B is V, or E is T. When you look at that graph, you can go to that slide, pause it, and you can observe it, this notations, and when you put it, you get S is equal to half into U plus V into T. We know that A is equal to V minus U by T. That is change in velocity upon time. This is the formula for acceleration. And when we rearrange this, we will get T is equal to V minus U by A, and S is equal to half into U plus V into, instead of T, you have to put this value of equation 3. So once you put this, you will get V plus U, V minus U. That is like A plus B, A minus B is equal to A square minus B square. We know this formula in mathematics. So we have to use that. V plus U into V minus U is V square minus U square. Just substitute it there, rearrange this equation, you will get V square is equal to U square plus 2AS. This is the Newton's third equation of motion. This is also described by using one graph and one area of trapezium. That is it. And you will be able to derive the entire equation by using graphical method. So today's in short is the laws of motion, the equations of motion we have studied. These are very important in further classes and in your further studies whenever you study about the motion. The signification of the equation of motion is that it describes the behavior of physical system in terms of motion as a function of time. Whenever we study about motion and its type, we have to use this kinematical equation, this Newton's law of motion, so that we will be able to conclude about how the motion is and how the physical system is moving with respect to time as a function of time. So students, in the next lecture, you should be thorough with all these equations, and we are going to solve the numericals based on this, as well as we are going to proceed further with different types of motion, circular motion, and numericals based on those. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.